Raise your hand if you've not heard an integrated ocean observing system talk before. Okay, there's one hand, there's another shy hand or two. Okay. I've been out for this week and last week in-person meetings, back-to-back travel. I had a chance to be with all of the Integrated Ocean Observing System office directors from across the country last week, and it was really good. I'm throwing talking points out the window every time I speak now. I'm getting positive feedback for that, so I'm doing that again. My objective is to tell you a little bit about me and what I'm up to with respect to the new blue economy and ocean observing technologies. And my objective was to do that within the context of BlueTech Week. So I'm going to do that in about 5 minutes and give you a quick flyby and not cover everything in detail in my slides. I'll click through them quickly. In NOAA, one of the top 3 priorities of the head of the agency right now, Dr. Spinrad, is the new blue economy. And what we mean by that is ocean and data and information that help people make decisions. From those decisions come economic benefits. Some of them are non-market value, some of them are market value. So we want it to be a sustainable and equitable coastal economy that optimizes and advances S&T to create value-added data-driven economic opportunities to pressing societal needs. So all sorts of needs. And the ocean data and information that I was just describing that leads to decisions, leads to economic benefits that are often separate and bigger and broader than the oceans themselves. So the farmer in Iowa making a decision on planting or not planting based on a 2-week or month precipitation prediction, getting that data from what you heard earlier this morning from the Global Ocean Observing System data set that's helping to produce those long-range forecasts. So everything from public health to marine commerce to offshore wind energy to fishing, sea level rise risks, and safety from storms and things like that. Within the United States, we have a program within NOAA that is yours, taxpayers, that is said to, we're supposed to dedicate our work to integrating all ocean coastal Great Lake data from the head of tide to the EEZ, take that data and transform it into information for societal benefit. And we do that by observing, we integrate that data and create products and services. We communicate those products and services and information products for decisions to others. We've got 11 non-federal regional partners within the US that do this. Clarissa Anderson, Dr. Clarissa Anderson is here as the executive director for the Southern Coastal Ocean Observing System, Southern California Coastal Ocean Observing System. We have many acronyms within this network. The acronyms are all on the slide, but it's a regional approach because the ocean and coastal issues are different in each region. The types of harmful algal blooms you have, the types of fisheries issues, the boundary currents, the surface currents, and the shorelines are all different. So having a regional approach that bring in local, regional, state, county, other agency data in from that geography and nested into a national system is what we all do. This is 11 collaboratoriums with scientists and technologists working together to meet needs. Each of the regions pulls in and understands the stakeholder needs from their region. We meet with the national office within NOAA. We meet with the regions at least twice a year to try to understand the requirements across the system and work with all the other programs in the federal family who do this type of work. So if you want to work with IUS and you talk to me in the hallway today, I might say, do you know Regional Director X or Regional Director Y? Because the folks on the ground doing the work that my office funds are mostly in one of the IUS regions. Then there's other offices across NOAA and Army Corps and USGS and other federal agencies, and I try to work with those programs to integrate their activities with ours. Some of the technologies that we deal with include underwater gliders, high frequency radar. We have a marine biodiversity observation network. We have a tagging network where animals are carrying tags that tell us about their life cycle, but also sometimes give us oceanographic data as well, often in places where we don't have other sensors. We've got a couple of programs at the bottom right that are research and development on the applied side. So we have ocean technology transition projects that we fund. We've got coastal ocean modeling testbed projects where we're trying to advance modeling capabilities and improve operational capability with those models. And we also work on harmful algal blooms and, as I mentioned earlier, data management. So a whole suite of things, that whole value chain that you heard about earlier today on some of your slides, and the broad array of mission areas makes it complex. The broad array of programs makes it complex. And it's a labor of love in terms of the amount of resources we've been able to apply to this. And you heard that from Clarissa earlier today in terms of the amount of funding that we're able to dedicate it. But we've learned that understanding the needs of the stakeholders, delivering oceanographic data and information for decisions, that value chain is true. And also it's a commitment. Once you have that data and services in place, you've got to be attentive to the fact that you can't just move things around. You've got stakeholders that rely on it. And so we've got to be careful about how we apply the resources we have, make sure we're meeting the most needs as we can. And then on that workforce development talk that we just had, I didn't get to speak up there. I've got 3 years of experiential education in my background where I taught kids in the marshes of the Chesapeake, and the mission was behavior change. And I got to take kids who had never been on the water before and have that aha moment. And I really liked that session, and the things we need to do that you heard about there are absolutely true for the new blue economy and the blue economy overall. So that's a final plug for me on that. And so with that, I'm going to stop my presentation.